Lisa, is a will everything that I need to get my affairs in order just in case something bad were to happen to me? Is that it? I just need a will?
You know, it's such a misconception. There's almost nobody who can get by on a will alone when they pass. There are so many different scenarios that can come about as a result of not doing the extra planning that is required in order to avoid probate court and in order to avoid all of the various things that can pop up as a result of going to probate court.
Wow, because I always thought that a will would really put in place what I want to happen to my assets after I go.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately not how it works. You know, a will is really just designed as a blueprint for a judge to understand what your intentions were for when you pass, but it doesn't avoid the judge's involvement.
Okay, but how often does a judge actually just go by exactly what the will says?
Well, that's a good question. And there are times when the judge will do exactly what the will says, but the judge always has the final decision. And so the judge can actually look at your assets, your full estate, and your minor children and go completely against what your will suggests if they believe, and the court standard is, that it's in the best interest of your child or in the best interest of your estate. So they can actually kind of trump what your will says, and they can go in an entirely different direction.
Wow, have you seen that happen?
Absolutely. It happens all the time.
Oh my goodness. All right, so really a will gives you no certainty as to what will happen to your assets.
A will gives you no control whatsoever. That's why I always discourage the use of a will without some additional planning in place.
Okay, so what kind of additional planning?
So the bare minimum would be if you own just one parcel of real estate and that happens to be your home, you can generally get by with a will, and then we call it a transfer on death deed, which is going to make sure that your home stays out of probate court. But on top of that, we need to make sure that any of your other assets are accounted for as well. And by that I mean if you've got bank accounts, even a motor vehicle, if you've got any assets in excess of about $55,000 to $75,000 total, you are creating a probate scenario for yourself. So it's important to make sure you get the proper payable on death, the beneficiary on death, assigned to all of those various accounts in order to keep them out of probate as well. When we're talking about affluent women, that's not going to be enough. In that case, I would definitely recommend a trust. And in fact, really the most foolproof way to get all this accomplished is to set up a revocable trust. And that allows you to have complete control over all of your assets, and it eliminates any court involvement. So everything is going to naturally flow from you when you pass without anybody intercepting or making decisions on your behalf. It just follows your wishes, you know, as close as to the day after, you know.